Yeah, I felt bad because, JB Smoove was a little bit late because I-4 is a pain in the ass, you know how that is. So we kind of had to move the segment, and Coco Brown was coming in, and then during the last break, they're like, oh, Coco's got to leave, she's got to do TV, and she very kindly said, okay, I can say at least 10 minutes. So Coco
she ain't
Brown...
too happy about what y'all did.
don't get me in trouble.
I'm going to try to get y'all all in trouble because it ain't right because she's a woman.
No.
You see how they do it. You see how they do it, right? You know what I'm saying?
You.
But it's like something saying bust up in here, but then I would have come up with the angry black woman, and I don't need that stereotype right now. I'm still trying to shake it from my California days. So it's like I felt like you because me and JB go back like car seats.
Right, you can tell. You
know, he knew. I've known JB since we both had 4 jokes between us. So it's like and I haven't seen him in like 2 years. So I said I should just bust up in there because he knows me.
Yeah. I'm glad you did. And so you've known JB for a long time.
Oh God, 20 plus years.
Same
not
guy?
25.
Same guy, right?
Has not changed one single bit.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
got a RV.
was upset, that I didn't have his current number and was like, you better call me tomorrow. Like, call me now. Come to the show. I'm like, okay, I mean, he was one of the nicest guys. He gave me so much advice in the game when I came up. And it's like, I always tell people I was raised by wolves in this business. I'm not your typical female comic. I'm not on stage trying to be cute and make sure my makeup doesn't sweat. I'm walking off looking like I just did like 4 laps in the pool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to learn how to be more cuter and not walk off looking crazy. But JB gave me so much, advice back in the day. So that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's family.
Awesome.
That's
So
family.
you said you used to open for him back in the day.
I did.
And now, did you have? And obviously, it seems like you and he got along very well. Did you ever open for someone that that it was kind of difficult to get along with, or not?
You really want me to say that out loud?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say difficult. I'm just saying that I think I was a little too funny, and I got sent home. Because they thought I was going to come up there and just be cutesy, cutesy jokes.
Yeah.
And I went up there and beasted.
Hell yeah.
And they sent me on the next flight out.
Like, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
No disrespect because I love him dearly, but that's Jay.
Oh, really? That does.
I mean, we got nothing but love for each other, but I was supposed to do like 5 dates with him.
Yeah.
And after the first date, I got sent home.
Oh, no.
Because they said, girl, what you go out there and get a standing ovation for? Is you crazy?
Yeah.
I said, I just did my job.
Have you ever done that to anybody now? Have you ever said?
Oh, now I don't care. They know.
You're gonna bring it.
You play with Coco Brown, you know what you get. I mean, I've been at open spots in LA or different clubs, and there'll be a list of comics. What time you go? Well, go work on new material, whatever.
Sure.
And somehow I'll be number 3, but by the end of the night, I'm the last comic to go on because everybody doesn't want to follow me.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's funny because JB was one of the first people that told me the first time I ever got a standing ovation, JB was there.
Oh, wow.
And it was at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm talking like 98, 99.
Yeah.
And I remember coming off stage and JB was like, get ready for the hate. And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, you just got funnier than half the Negroes in this business.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
And I said, what? And he never lied. Oh, he never lied.
Oh, so you did get
Oh,
some.
honey, I've slept with everybody according to. I've stole this. I mean, it's funny. It's like the minute you got funny, it's like all of a sudden you just couldn't possibly be that funny in a female.
That is the thing. Female comics get that more than anything. Like, a guy comes out funny, they're like, okay, that guy's a jerk. If female comes out being funny, they're like, oh, she's sleeping her way to the top every single time.
Totally. I mean, I've sat down and had conversations with Tiffany Haddish and Leslie Jones. I mean, we all came up in the game together, so we're like family. We're sisters in this game. And we've all had the same story. It's just like the minute we got funny, we got our own voice, and we were able to go on stage and go toe-to-toe with any man in this business. Oh, now we've got to be stealing jokes, sleeping with somebody, this, that, and the other. It's like, why can't I just be funny? My point of view is just as irrelevant as yours.
Right.
Because people,
you know what I'm saying?
Male comedians have the weirdest ego in the world, and like they're so fragile.
Well, they're wearing wigs now, so now they can compete with us. That's the problem. When they weren't wearing wigs, they didn't care, but now they're wearing wigs. That they can go into the same roles as us, so they're shook.
Yeah.
Are you working on a lot of projects?
I am actually. I just completed 2 films. That are coming out. One's coming out Halloween called Lethal Procedures.
Okay.
No lie, it's like Twilight meets Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
It's like about this guy that has this jail. He has a prison system.
Yeah.
And he takes the most hardened black criminals and he turns them over to a scientist and he makes them into werewolves.
What the?
And then they unleash them into the hood to kill all the black people.
Oh, my God.
It's the craziest thing ever, but it's so deep. It's like Get Out meets Twilight.
I was about to say.
That's crazy.
It is so
awesome.
good. When I read the script, I had to read it like 4 times. Like, am I understanding this correctly? But
It's been
it was
huge
amazing.
since-
Well, so they made werewolves, so the werewolves would go into the hood and kill the black people.
Yes, because
That's
they were
on a
trying
deep-
to make black people extinct.
Oh.
And they were
Yeah.
using, they were taking the criminals that would never get out.
Right.
Or the criminals that, what they say, it kind of like the underlying message was once you throw a black man into the penal system,
Right.
he's there forever.
I was about to say,
no matter whether he gets out or
yeah.
not. So they're the throwaways of society. So this dude was selling him, that owned the prisons, was selling it to the scientists. And he was making them into werewolves, and then they were unleashing them into the hood. to kill all the
my
black people.
gosh.
It was the craziest crap I ever been on. It was so funny. We shot it in Boston last summer.
place.
And I love Boston.
Yeah.
And I shot Ted 2 there, too, with
Oh,
Mark
nice,
Wahlberg. Yeah.
nice.
And I was running through the woods at like 2 in.the morning doing this scene where I'm being chased by a werewolf, right? And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I mean, I'm giving them full method acting. You hear me? And next thing you know, all of a sudden we hear woo woo, and I mean Boston's finest was like 20 deep. Because
Damn.
we were shooting in a white neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they heard a woman screaming.
Oh no.
So they're telling people, they've called the cops and said a woman's being killed or raped in the woods. So Boston's finest, not realizing we were filming or didn't realize what was going on, because I ain't gonna say we were guerrilla filming, but we were on a side where all the all the trailers were.
Right.
So they flew over there and they didn't realize it. So of course, guns drawn and they see black people, and it was the craziest crap ever.
And a werewolf.
And I'm coming out the woods like, don't shoot, don't shoot. My granddaddy white. Don't shoot.
Because there are
Okay.
like 15 black people in Boston. and
Exactly,
half
because it's
play
a
for the
black
Celtics.
film, so it's
Yeah.
a bunch of black people in the woods at 2 in.the morning. So I'm like, my granddaddy white,
We got a wicked amount of werewolves in the woods.
Drop the Duncan, drop the Duncan.
So
Drop
it
it
was,
down,
right. So it was so funny that the cops was like, was that you? And I was like, yeah. And they was like, girl, you need an Oscar. Because you had the whole neighborhood going, oh my God, there's a woman being raped in the woods. It was nuts. It was nuts. But it was so fun. It was so funny.
That's great.
Now, Coco Brown's going to be at the Improv all weekend
Yeah.
long. And now, is this your first trip
I
to
haven't
Orlando?
been there. Oh my gosh, it's probably been about 3 years since I've been at
okay.
the Improv in Orlando. Because I'm all over the country, but for some reason the dates kept getting. I was booked, they were booked, whatever. So we finally got it together. So this is my first time back in like 3 years.
Wow.
Where are
Yeah.
you from, Coco?
Originally Newport News, Virginia.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Say home of VA, home of everybody. Pharrell,
I was
Missy
about to
Elliott.
say, what's in the water over there?
I'm
Everybody
telling
seems
you,
to be talented.
We got
coming
either
out of-
music athletes. I'm the only comic though. Well, no, I take that back. Jay Farrell came in. G Beach. So
Yeah,
Jay,
that's
so me and
true.
Jay Farrell got the comedy on lock.
Yep.
In my
How old
hometown.
were you when you realized that this was what you wanted to do and that you were really funny?
23.
It took
swear.
that. It took that long.
Seriously, I never thought, like, I grew up very traditional in terms of traditional black. I was supposed to, like, I was a debutante. I was a cotillion. I was raised very like that. I went to college. I was supposed to meet a man, get a degree, get married, have babies, come to my parents' house every Sunday after church.
Right.
I wasn't supposed to do this.
And that was the plan.
Convincing my very traditional black parents that I wanted to go into entertainment. Oh, it was tough.
It's not even a real thing, right?
It was very
and
tough.
the material, do they ever have a
Oh,
problem with
they
the
love it now. But
Yeah.
at first, when I first came out, I didn't know what I was doing because, I mean, my friend got me into comedy. My friend Onyx that I went to college with, and he introduced me to a guy who owned a comedy club in D.C. back in like 96 after I graduated college. And he was like, I just told my age. Anyway.
I remember Onyx Slam.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you stories about some of the rappers I hung out with. But it's funny that I never thought I could make a living out of it. People just thought I was funny because how I would see things. And then I would say it.
Yeah.
So he just thought I was a riot, and the guy was looking for a female comedian to host his comedy club in D.C.
Wow.
And he goes, dude, I know somebody that's funny as I don't know what. She's not a comedian, but she's funny. So I ended up going to open mic, and my first couple of years in comedy, I was just doing what I thought was funny.
Right.
So I'm up there, cussing it up and whatever. And what made me realize that that wasn't necessary is the day I found myself bombing on stage. And I said, look, I don't need this, y'all. I work for the circus. And everybody busted out laughing, but the cue was I really did work for Ringling Brothers.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I worked for Ringling Brothers and Bowman and
did you
Bailey
do for
Circus.
them?
I was an advertising exec.
Oh, okay.
So
That
all
sounds
those
funny.
big billboards, and Orlando was one of my markets.
Oh, yeah.
So all those big billboards and the commercials and all of that, and then we had the diversity program where we took a lot of kids from the hood to the circus. That was me.
Oh, really?
Back in the day.
And now it's
Yes.
gone. And now it's gone.
And now, so it's funny. Now it's gone,
Yeah.
and it's funny that when I said that, they busted out laughing. They had been staring at me like I had 3 heads
You
for
were
the
being
first
you.
10 minutes.
You were being you.
And that's when I realized,
Yeah.
just be me, just do me,
Yeah.
just there's no point in trying to be funny, just be it.
So you didn't grow up watching the greats or comedy
Studying.
albums or because
I mean, I came up in the Def Jam era, the first Def Jam, the real Def
Russell
Comedy
Simmons,
Jam, the
wasn't it?
real Def Comedy Jam. And so when I was in college, we would break our necks to watch that.
Sure,
I
yeah.
went to comedy shows. I remember seeing cats that I'm friends with now in shows when I was in college that I didn't think about doing no comedy. I wanted to be Claire Huxtable, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
I know she was fictional, but that was my hero. I wanted to be Claire
Right.
Huxtable. So to be a comic, no, that was not even crossing my mind until he put me in the position to actually pick up a mic and show the world.
That's
I'm funny,
so great.
You know?
Well, it's the improv. I know that you got television and stuff to do. I wish we had more time with you. It's
I know.
Pleasure
Thank
talking
you.
to
At least you
meeting
get
you.
promoted for a hot second. JB took up all my time. You know what, JB? I got you. I got dirt on you, dog. I got dirt on you.
He was running late, but it's the improv.
that's my boy.
You're gonna crush it.
Coco Brown.
Yes.
What a pleasure to meet you. Please, when you come back, come say hi to us. Okay?
I will
All right.
definitely. Thank you.
Coco Brown at the Improv
Yes.
all weekend long. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Monsters.